For the past 10 plus years of my life, I have been getting less than 7 hours of sleep a night consistently. And it's ruining my life. I know that sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. My sleep patterns are so bad that I genuinely feel that if I went and got tested for something would come up. I don't have the resources to do them right now, but the one thing I can control, or at least try to control, is my sleep routine. Every single thing that you are not meant to do, I end up doing. Revenge procrastination, blue light, eating late, not having a set routine. Just every single thing you can think of that would ruin someone's sleep, I do. I probably have a huge phone addiction. Who doesn't? But so many people I know go to bed because they're tired. Whereas I will be sitting at my desk doing something, not even anything super productive, and I will feel myself yawning. I will yawn, and then I'll just power through it, as if somehow I'm challenging myself to not go to sleep. And when I finally do go to sleep, it's not until my eyes are like hurting that I force myself to go to sleep. I basically am if there's such thing as an alcoholic version of someone who doesn't really sleep, I'm that, okay? There's high functioning alcoholics, I'm high functioning whatever that is. I'm not an insomniac because going to sleep, as in physically being asleep, I don't toss and turn, I don't wake up during the night. I am perfectly fine being asleep. But going to sleep, I treat it almost as if it's a chore. Even though every other adult thing, or not even adult thing, life thing that you need to do as a human being, have showers every day, brush your teeth every day, floss every day, cook food, go to work, go to school. I can do all of those things. But for some reason, sleep is the one thing that I just cannot freaking conquer. And maybe my mentality's wrong, okay? I shouldn't be thinking of sleep as a thing you can conquer. But it is insane to me that I am happily giving myself, not happily, but I'm basically giving myself permanent brain damage because I refuse to get myself together. Today is the 1st of May. It's a Wednesday, if you guys can see. It's, if you want to focus, 11:05. That's China time. I'm based in China. And I'm going to challenge myself for the next 31 days to go to bed before, well, I did pick 11 p.m., but now it's 11 p.m. So let's say before 11:30 p.m. and see how I do. Because at this point, I don't really know what's left. I know it feels stupid, and I think it is kind of stupid that I feel the need to make a YouTube video about it. But unless I document this in some way, I think I'm just going to fall off. Recording myself is a way to be accountable. And honestly, I don't want this to get any worse. I do not want to take sleeping pills. Even if I am diagnosed with something, I don't want to take any kind of medication for it. I feel a lot of my, lack of sleep and lack of consistency is ultimately down to routine. Even if I do have something, I would rather go to therapy for it than take some kind of medication. Because that's kind of more long lasting and I don't have to rely on anything else. But what also irks me is that I know it's bad. I'm waking up every day and I've got eye bags. Luckily, I'm the kind of person, I say luckily, I'm the kind of person where my eye bags are not extremely obvious, but I have the worst of moods. I am more anxious, I am more afraid, I'm more irritable, I'm less focused, I'm so tired during the day, and I can't get stuff done even though I have so many things I want to do. I can't live life, I can't enjoy life with people I care about in a more meaningful way because I refuse to freaking sleep. So I'm gonna go have a shower, and I'm gonna treat this like a video diary, and let's see if I get any better. It's the 1st of May. This will be day 1 of me trying to sleep at a reasonable time like a human being. I know I said I'd go to bed by 11:30, but to be fair, I did have a friend over who stayed for a bit because we were doing something important. So now, after having a shower, it's 11:49, nearly midnight. You guys can see that. However, I'm gonna try and get 8 hours, and Why do I feel so weirdly tense about this? Like, why do I feel so like a little bit anxious even? Okay. Good night. It's 11, just past 11 if the camera wants to focus. Yeah, basically it's just past 11, and I'm hoping that this is like the start of a really permanent new beginning. And Fjorda's just leaving. You wanna say bye? He's not interested. Hey guys, so it's still May the 2nd, it's nighttime right now, despite the huge glare outside. It looks a bit crazy because I do live by like a giant electronic billboard, but I'm not someone who's really bothered by light. Honestly, at night I'm pretty deep as a sleeper, and the great thing about this window is that the sun hits it incredibly well, so I just get blasted with the sun in the morning. Right now it's basically 11, you got a couple more minutes until then, if it wants to focus. Doop, boop. There we go. And other than tracking it on my phone, I am a big fan of analog ways of tracking things. So I've also got a little sticky note. I just wrote May on there, and I've written the first if it wants to focus on that at all. Well, anyway, it's a pretty ugly sticky note. However, I have ordered some nicer ones with like actual numbers on it, so I'm going to actually color in every single day that I do this. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Today I was pretty productive, and hopefully the trend will continue tomorrow. And because it's about to hit 11, I'm about to go to sleep. I'm really hoping that I naturally wake up at around 7 or 7:30 a.m. That would be really great for me, and honestly I hope the rest of the month goes that way. Today's the 2nd day, but I probably won't film until maybe like the 5th day or even the 7th day, because me telling you the same thing's not that interesting. So I'll see you then. I hope you get good rest yourself, and see you soon. Hey guys, just gonna give you a quick update. It is now May the 8th and it is 10:06. If you guys can see that. There you go. My screen turned off. I just got back from the airport. I was basically dropping a friend off because she's leaving Shanghai and saying goodbye and all that good stuff. I will say for the past 7 days, I'm doing a lot better than I thought. So let me just grab my little tiny teeny calendar. You can't even call it a sticky note because it's not sticky. If the camera wants to focus, I got one of these guys. I also added a little bit on the end. There you go. I added 31. It has been tremendously good. Also, I haven't been too strict on myself. I've been going to bed at 11:30 and actually closer to midnight. I know that's still late for a lot of people, but as someone who used to go to bed and I thought 1 a.m. was kind of early, yeah, it's that bad. When I used to go to sleep at 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 a.m., the idea of going to bed or being knocked out after midnight, like just after midnight or at midnight, was kind of insane. So I'm really tired of being someone who guilts myself and shames myself into doing things. And ever since I let that go for this specific thing, where my only goal is to get enough sleep, my moods are 10,000% better. Really. I am not more productive than I was. However, I feel a million times better for it. Today I basically didn't get anything I wanted to get done. Instead, I went to the airport with my friend. Actually, you know what? I went to her tattoo appointment and I was with her as she was getting her tattoo. And then I went with her to the airport and I said goodbye to her, which is so much more important. And I don't feel an ounce, I don't feel like an atom of badness about it. Getting more sleep has been fantastic so far. It's only been a week and I'm already feeling massive benefits. It is a bit stupid that it took me this long to work it out, but I really do feel that documenting it via video and just having a tiny tracker, a very simple tracker, has made a huge difference. I will probably update you on the 14th, like another 7 days. But I'm really hoping that this continues. If I make it more than like 2 weeks, I'll be super happy. If I make it to the end of the month, I'm going to be super proud of myself. It's kind of silly, kind of a small goal for people who have actual good sleeping routines, but for someone like me who genuinely thought I had some kind of issue, and maybe I do, my life has gone almost immeasurably better. And I'm so glad this is happening. And I'm really glad I'm doing this, because no matter how this turns out, I know for that a week in my adult life at the age of 30, I did manage to get some decent sleep. So it's physically possible, and even if I fall off the rails a little bit, I kind of mess up a few days, I maybe even mess up a whole week or something, I can get back on it. So I'll see you guys in a week or so, maybe even longer, and I'll update you then. Hey guys, just wanted to give you an update on how this whole sleep challenge thing has been going. So far, really, really well. Not perfectly, but that's okay. But it is basically going the way I wanted, which is very strange because I've never been able to keep something up for 19, 18 days in a row, right? So it is now the 19th of May, it's Sunday, and it's 8:12 a.m. There we go. The white box there, that's the time right now. This is really strange because I never wake up this early on a Sunday. Ever. Normally, I'd probably be waking up at least 10 something most recently. If you had asked me a month ago, I'd be waking up well into the afternoon, or I'd be struggling to drag myself out of bed to go do like a fitness class or something, and I would feel awful in the morning, but you know, I'd force myself to go to the fitness class because I just felt like I needed to go. Overall, I've been getting it right most of the time. You'll see that these two red lines are the days that I did not get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Every other day, even though, you know, the ones with writing on them, that's how late I went to bed. And most of the time you would say, okay, going to bed at midnight, going to bed at 12:43, going to bed at 12:20 is not ideal, but I consider that a win still. Not just because it's earlier than I went to bed before, but because when I started this challenge, I very quickly realized that really hard deadlines don't work for me. As soon as it hit 11:30 p.m., I felt automatically awful. My perfectionist tendencies kicked in. I started feeling like a failure or a loser very quickly, and it just doesn't work for me. I needed a bit of flexibility. And I sat down with myself and I thought, what is the point of this challenge? If the point of this challenge is to get enough sleep, I should measure that by hours, not by specific times, even though those times are, I suppose, ideal. So far, there have been 2 days which have been pretty much fails. That was yesterday. I went to bed at 3 a.m. and I woke up at 8 today, which is very strange. I'm surprised I woke up. And on Tuesday, I went to bed at 12:43 and basically didn't get enough sleep, but I still felt pretty good because I think I just about hit the cusp of 7 hours. Overall, the best thing so far about this challenge is my stability in mood. In the next few coming months, I need to make some pretty serious decisions about my future. They're not like crazy set in stone, I'll never be able to change them, but they are things that will involve money, things that will involve time, things that will involve me. They'll basically set the direction of how I'm going to act for the next 1 or possibly 2 years. Making big decisions like that often makes me really anxious. I wake up every day now and I'm like, these are the facts. Let's see how things go. Just let it ride out. Overall, I feel almost physically lighter. I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I wake up and I just don't feel so exhausted, and that's when my exhaustion kicks in. It feels like I'm dragging myself around, that I'm just kind of like enduring the day, which is not a great way to feel for years on end. And yeah, I guess documenting on YouTube has been the only way so far that has kept me kind of accountable. And I think that's it so far. It's the 19th today. I'll probably update you guys on like the 25th or 26th, and I'll definitely update you on the last day of the challenge, which is on the 31st. So I'll see you then. Okay. Remember when I told you that like everything was amazing, and for like 3 weeks, basically 3 weeks in a row, I was like, I felt lighter, I felt physically amazed, I just felt everything felt better?
So that was a fucking lie.
It turns out all it takes is like 5 days of freedom, and that's enough to ruin my life, I think. Okay, let me explain. The last time I talked to you guys was on the 19th of May, It is now the 26th, which is a Sunday. And basically put, on the days that I wasn't getting enough hours of sleep, I started coloring them in red. See all those red boxes there? Not the red writing, but the red boxes. There's 6 of them. I went to bed at 3:26 a.m. yesterday. I went to a show that started at 8 p.m. Finished at around 10, got home at around 11:30, and somehow found a way to stay up till 3:30 a.m. essentially. What was I doing? I can't remember. And then the day before that, on a Friday, I went to bed at 4:30 a.m. Again, I have no idea what I was doing that day, and if it was really important, I probably would have remembered it. So, here's a fun thing that happened last week. And this is genuinely ridiculous. It is ridiculous beyond belief. I had, essentially, free time. Because there was a school trip that I chose not to go on, I had 3 days off. Because those 3 days were the trip, and they said, if you don't go to the trip, you don't have to go to school. Great. So I had Wednesday the 22nd, Thursday the 23rd, Friday the 24th, and then the weekend. So that's basically a 5-day holiday, or a 3-day holiday if you don't care about the weekend. The 22nd, I went to bed at 3 a.m. Already off to a good start. On the 23rd, I went to bed at 5:13 a.m. And again, on the 24th, I went to bed at 4:30 a.m. So apparently, if there's not much structure in my life, I just go insane. And because I knew that on the Wednesday I wouldn't have to go to school, guess what time I went to bed on Tuesday? The night before. I went to bed at 5:30 a.m. I have no excuses for this other than the fact that my body just went, oh, no school? Cool. I can just be garbage now. I can just be crap now. I can just be rubbish now. Apparently, I have another 5 hours in me to do absolutely nothing. Like, on the 19th, the last time I talked to you guys, I went to bed at 1:30 a.m., which is pretty bad, okay? Day after, I went to bed at 2:40. Because, of course, I'd go to bed at 2:40 a.m. In fact, you know, why, at this point, why do I even bother sleeping? You know, I was doing so well. And there are 6 days left in this challenge. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going on YouTube and scrolling stuff. And now my cat's trying to get in. I have to salvage this. Like, what? I have a full 5 days of school left. That means structure. And that means I should be able to get this right. You don't have to worry about any of this because you sleep all day. See you guys in 6 days. Hey guys, the sleep challenge went quite well. And by quite, I mean it went okay. And by okay, I mean I got 23 out of 31 days. I got good sleep on those days. Those 23 days were pretty solid. I will tell you now that without structure, everything goes to shit. I do actually have, I can't really call it advice. I'll call them mindset changes. Please stop moralizing your sleep. I mean, if you end up going to bed super late, there is a moment in time where you're sat at your desk or on your phone or you're lying in bed and your phone is glued to your face. And you're thinking, God, I am such a piece of shit because I'm not going to sleep. I should be asleep right now. And then you feel really stressed out, really anxious. And then you eventually put down your phone and you feel bad all the time. You moralize your sleep. You bully yourself, you're mean to yourself, and you act as if you are a bad person because you're not getting enough sleep. You are not a bad person because you're not getting enough sleep. You're just tired. And you also have a addiction. Like, that's it, guys. I'm sorry. Please stop moralizing it, because that actually really helped me. As soon as I, at least for the first 13 days, put my phone down, I lay in bed, I didn't think about whether or not it was good or bad. I didn't think about whether or not I was happy with myself or proud of myself for going to bed on time. I simply laid down and went to bed. In the same way that I don't moralize brushing my teeth. You're just addicted, okay? Please track it if you want to try doing what I did. I would recommend not using your phone. A piece of paper, a bit of tape to stick it on top, a red pen, and a black pen. This is better, for me at least, than my phone. For the pure and simple reason is that it is boring. But when you have a thing that only does one thing, it's actually perfect in some ways. Having a piece of paper to track things, it's tactile. You're crossing things off with a pen. It feels more satisfying than tapping a button on your screen. And it's a great method of tracking because I don't need a bar chart. I don't need a line graph. I just need to know that I did a thing today. I don't even need to know if I did it elegantly or well. I just need to know I did it. As someone who is pretty much addicted to YouTube, I think I'll have to track my sleep for the foreseeable future. Forever sounds like a long time. But considering the success I've had with this challenge, 74% of the time is pretty good. What if I hit 80 next time? 85? 90? 95? 100? I am really hoping one day I have a piece of paper like this and there is no red. And I'm really hoping that one day I will have no need for this. I'm really hoping that one day. Is it kind of ridiculous that I've gotten to the point where I need to track something as fundamental as sleeping? Sure. But some people need to track when they brush their teeth because they forget. Some people need to make a habit or forcefully, remind themselves that they need to wash their hair or do the dishes or other kind of things. So many things that seem fundamental to me are not fundamental to someone else. So I think if I can nail sleep, everything else is better. Because for a very long time in my life, I genuinely thought this was going to be impossible. And I've already gotten over 60% on my first try. So I hope that's going to happen. This was kind of fun, though I think a month is kind of a long time to do a video. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you're doing well. I hope you get enough sleep. I hope your moods are stable. And I hope you're healthy. See you around.